like I said, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. My knowledge on the subject isn't too far out there, so I'm not going to.
Well, I mean, if you can't give like a specific example of like a quote unquote invalid argument that I make, I'm led to believe that you just assume them to be invalid because you reject what I say based upon bias instead of having good.
And that's why I said everybody has the right to their own opinion, and that's why I don't want to sit here and go back and forth.
If everybody has the right to their own opinion, would you be okay with like a Nazi teaching your 7th grade daughter that Hitler was a good person and the Holocaust never happened because they have a right to their opinion?
Well, I don't feel like a subject of that matter would be ever taught in a school setting, and if it would, there would be lots of issues to follow up with that. So
I'm just saying if a grown Nazi like stands out front of your daughter's school.
Well, there's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of what ifs out there, and I'm sure on each side that's very unethical in my opinion, because I mean that would never go down in a school scenario ever in the United States of America.
It's just like not everybody has a right to their own opinion. How about this? Before you leave, give us one argument why you support Trump.
I just think what he's doing for our country is very good for the blue collar working man. It's a very positive place for anyone trying to start a family or anything. The big bill that he's passed and all the perks that come with all these bills that he's passing and making America great again, and that's the main goal here. So.
Okay, all right. Well, it's funny. So the first thing that you said when you joined the live was that you don't want to debate me because I'm just a left-leaning liberal with my biases. So I'm actually going to have you debate Elon Musk, Donald Trump's right-hand man. So Elon Musk called that big, beautiful bill a disgusting abomination.
And that was only after he got kicked out of office. And if he read his own bill, he didn't get kicked out of office. He signed an agreement that only led him to, I believe, 120 days, and his term was over. And he never had an issue with the bill, and he knew the bill. Go look at Fox News. Go look at anything. He was very aware of this bill. And the second he got left office or left Trump's side, he only had an issue with it. There wasn't an issue until he was out and didn't have a say in things anymore. Yes or no?
Wow. So actually, no. I mean, even Elon Musk did affirm that Donald Trump was lying when he said that he never took private issue. Now, let me get this straight. So you're willing to even reject Donald Trump's own right-hand man, Elon Musk. So Elon Musk was hired into the federal government to cut down wasteful government spending. And then when he calls Donald Trump's policy wasteful government spending, all of a sudden he has TDS.
But he was a part of this.
Hey, how about you stop interrupting me? I would really appreciate it if you just let me finish.
Someone's getting heated.
Wait, it's like me getting heated and triggered to ask you not to interrupt me? How so?
Because I wasn't done talking and you interrupted me, but that's why I don't want to do this with you today, because I don't agree with anything that you say.
It kind of sounds like your
political view is different than the political view here is different. I have a very much different view than you, and I'd rather take my views and put them somewhere else rather than in your head where I'm just going to get criticized and critiqued on everything I believe in. And I'm not sitting here saying you're a bad person for what you believe in, but I think this conversation's over. Thank you.
Well, before you run away, tell me where I'm wrong. The big, beautiful bill is going to spend $4 trillion. And he left. Okay, all right. Well, Trump supporters, if you're going to want to come up here and debate, make sure that you're actually here to debate. I don't know, like the whole coping thing of, I'm not even going to debate him because I have my opinion, you have yours. Very intellectualist. He was obviously very scared. What's going on? How old are you? Hey, what's going on? VTZ, you're up in the live. How old are you?
Hey, Dean, 31.
31, you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Before we hop into our debate, gotta thank Mariah. Thank you so much, Mariah, for the $20 donation over on Venmo for my patience at work. I appreciate you for that love, Mariah. Guys, down below in that TikTok and YouTube chat, let's get at least 2,000 Mariah W's. That is MARIAH. If you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and my bio as well. But thank you so much for the $20, Mariah. That is incredibly kind of you as well. Real quick before we get his argument, I'd like to thank Lucy for the 10 Australian dollars over on YouTube Super Chat, saying, "Hey, Dean, listening from Australia, sending love. You're so smart, and I love you so much, and I'm grateful for your wisdom." Lucy, that is so incredibly kind of you. Huge shout out to both Lucy and Mariah. But take it away, man. Tell us why you support Trump.
First off, thanks for bringing me here, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, bro.
Secondly, my main thing that I want to go over with you actually is one small comparison. So let's take the LGBTQ community in, for example, here, right?
Okay.
I don't have a number. Let's say 1%, 3%, 5%. A small percentage of the country is involved in this, personally, is trans or gay, lesbian, however you want to identify, right? Let's say a small percentage of people. Would it be fair to also use that same argument for the illegal immigrants in the country causing crime? Being what I'm saying is that most illegal immigrants are not violent, obviously. Probably about 99% aren't. But even if 1% are, that still would be too many to be.
Okay, so what's the correlation between? What's the correlation between gay people and undocumented immigrants committing crime?
Well, let's say, for example, that we're wanting to put in a lot of laws or things. Let's say bathrooms, for example. Trans women in sports taking over certain parts of the country, but that's such a small percentage of the citizens. So, with that being said, would we not use the same argument for the illegal immigrants? So, let's say, for example, I don't support trans men, or I'm sorry, trans women in sports, but you say that it's their right. So now let's use that same argument for the illegal immigrants. I would say that 1% being dangerous is considered too much. Would you agree?
How about you just like make this? I think that you could make this argument without mentioning gay or trans people. I mean, like you could just say that although there's like less undocumented immigrants that commit crimes compared to citizens, and it's a very small proportion of undocumented immigrants that commit crimes, you still care about that because if it's anything but zero, then it's way too much, right? Like I
that
think
was very well worded. Yes.
There's a way for you to make your argument without mentioning gay or trans people. Now,
I guess I was trying to make 2 points that are like a minority, if you will. You know what I mean? I had nothing against any gay people or anything by any means.
$5 over on YouTube Super Chat. So what's your argument? So it's something about undocumented immigrants. Are you basically saying that you agree with Donald Trump's mass deportation because there's some undocumented immigrants that commit crimes?
I think for me, I do not agree with a lot of stuff that Trump does, but I do agree with trying to get most illegal immigrants out of the country, yes.
Okay. Dylan, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate you so much for the love. So, I mean, if your position that is any crime is too much crime, well, then you would care about the fact that Donald Trump is a 34-count convicted felon that was also adjudicated to have raped a woman, that is definitely admitted to a lot of things that should be criminal, such as when he boasted about walking into the changing rooms of half-naked teenage girls. Now, that aside, talking about undocumented immigrants, I mean, let's get our facts straight. So undocumented immigrants are less likely to commit all crimes compared to natural U.S.-born citizens. However, they still do commit some. My personal position is that I'm totally fine with deporting undocumented immigrants who have prior violent offenses. However, for undocumented immigrants that don't, I think they should be offered a pathway to residency or citizenship. And funny enough, this will actually prevent more crime than mass deportation. And here's why. Could we agree that a lot of violent crime is consequential of poverty?
Yes.
Okay, well, mass deportation slows GDP growth by $300 billion per year, takes $100 billion out of the hands of our government that they could be spending on social safety nets for low-income Americans. It forces millions of people out of the American labor force. It cripples our industries, and it overall reduces the average qualities of lives and is probably conducive towards slightly higher levels of poverty, which under your view would be conducive towards slightly higher levels of crime. So I'm actually led to believe that because mass deportation would hurt the socioeconomic conditions for the people in this country, it therefore also lead to higher levels of crime.
I am glad that you mentioned the money that would potentially be wasted on doing this. I would like to counter your argument by saying that, let's say it costs $100 billion to put all this together, to get all these people out of here, right? I think you provided a number like that. Let's say $100 billion. How much did we spend? How much did we give to Ukraine and other countries for stuff that doesn't directly affect us?
So it costs $175 billion in upfront costs just to get the mass deportation done. And then there's a recurring opportunity cost of $100 billion per year because that's what they pay in taxes. Now, we sent $32 billion to Ukraine per year.
Okay, now let's say now we're talking about how much it's going to cost to keep these legal immigrants out per year, right? So are we the only country, you think, having this discussion about, border policies? Like, I feel like most countries have some type of policy where people can't just walk in and do what they want. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're right. I'm not advocating for open borders. I'm advocating for mass amnesty for undocumented immigrants because it increases the qualities of lives for all Americans, and it makes the material conditions for everybody in this country better, as well as it sets our country up for more success because it galvanizes our industries and allows for a more productive economy. Now, that's placing America first. If you were a true American patriot, you'd be clapping and agreeing with me right now, but because you're not, and you have this contorted notion of what it means to put America first, and you think that putting America first means slowing our GDP growth, crippling our industries, and taking money out of the hands of our government that they could be spending on our citizens, you disagree with me.
I disagree with you about 50%. I think that it's really important for people like you and I that, disagree with who we vote for example, to at least find some type of agreement along something. A lot of these people, I've seen some clickbait videos, you obviously, where it probably shows stuff out of context. You know what I mean? You seem like a reasonable guy overall, which I respect.
I
But
appreciate
a
that.
lot of things.
Can I have you
Yeah, sorry.
answer to something that I brought up earlier? Because, like the first thing that you said when you joined the live was crime. So, like, do you think that we should be tough on crime?
Yes,
Okay, if we should be tough on crime, why did you put a criminal into the Oval Office?
that's a great question. I'm very glad you brought that up. Did I or did I not read something not long ago where those 34 counts were all dropped?
You didn't.
I did not.
Nope.
Okay, so can you provide me information on what's going on with that?
Yeah. So this was like 6 months ago. He was found guilty, and then maybe 3 months ago he was sentenced for the felony counts. Since he was sentenced for the felony counts that he's found guilty for, there's been no successful appeal, and they haven't been dropped. Nope.
Okay, that's interesting. So let's switch this over to the Biden family, for example.
Okay.
Or Joe Biden specifically, I suppose.
I mean, I don't think that you saying that you're tough on crime, then me asking you, well, then why did you put a criminal in the White House? And then you saying, oh, but Biden, the last president that didn't even end up running against Trump in the general election, is an answer.
I'm just trying to make a comparison.
Irrelevant, but I mean, go for it if you want. I just don't think it's
I'm just trying to make a comparison. You know what I mean, for the sake of argument, right?
Okay.
So Joe Biden, pardoning Fauci before anything even happened. Like Fauci wasn't actually technically ever sentenced for anything, right? So he was like pre-pardoned for something that might happen with something.
I would have done that too. That was a great idea from Biden.
But for what exactly? Weren't they able to not sue them based off of that?
I could tell you. Oh, I could absolutely fucking tell you why that was a great idea. It's because
right,
Donald Trump has been talking about how he wants to lock up his political rivals since he started running for the presidency in 2015, okay? He's been talking about how he wants to lock up the Biden crime family, about how he wants to put Fauci in jail, how he wants to sentence Hillary Clinton to prison. And I mean, he was able to do this to Hillary Clinton in his first term. He ended up throwing a baseless investigation against her, and she had to appear and testify under deposition for like over 30 hours, even though she didn't do anything, right? So obviously, like the blanket pardon of Fauci, himself, family members, etc., that's just to keep them out of the baseless lawfare that Donald Trump definitely intended and explicitly said he wanted to throw their way. I mean, think about it this way. If you had an absolute lunatic, a madman threatening you and your family and saying the day he's able to buy a GUN or get power, he is going to walk into your house through your front door and unalive your family, you're obviously going to make sure that your door's locked at night. You're going to make sure that you and your family are okay. So you're not going to be hurt. You're not going to be hurt. You're not going to be harmed. You're not going to be prosecuted by this lunatic. I mean, that's essentially what Biden did for himself, his family, and Fauci. I completely support
I don't fully disagree with that. If that's the logic that like you're basing this off of as to like why he did it, I would not deny that being good. That's not a good idea, no matter who you are. So
right. Now, next question. Next question.
Oh,
There's an immigrant that wants to legally immigrate into America, and Border Patrol figures out that they've been held civilly liable for the violent sexual abuse of a woman. Do you think that they should be allowed to legally immigrate into this country?
No.
Okay, so then why should they be allowed to become president, given that they're a citizen?
Well, I think that if you want to have trust in the justice system, that if they were to find that everything was, if he was guilty of everything, if the justice system is not corrupt and it does what it's supposed to do, then he shouldn't have become president. So if that is, and if he was president, then clearly they thought that, those 34 counts were not justifiable. I mean, that's why. If you want to have faith in the justice system,
if you want to have faith in the justice system because you're a member of the Party of Law and Order, then you wouldn't support Donald Trump today because a unanimous jury of 9 adjudicated that he had raped a woman. Okay, and it's not like our Constitution prevents adjudicated rapists or 34 count felons from running for the presidency. If Jeffrey Dahmer was alive today, he could technically run. Okay, it is you and every other fake patriot that voted for him, empowered him, and made them the president that didn't care about the fact that he'd been held liable for the rape of a woman. It is you that didn't care that he'd been convicted of 34 felony counts. But then it is you who turns around and tells undocumented immigrants, these people that only came into our country the use of illegal means because the legal means of immigration take too long, 10 to 15 years on average, that they're the real problem, that they are the scum of the country, that they're poisoning the blood of America, and that they're the true criminals, and they're the enemy in which we all need to fight against. No, the enemy is within the Oval Office. And I mean that literally.
No, I think the point that you're trying to make right now is directed towards the extremists that belong on both sides. I think the average American person just wants to see like what's going to be most helpful for them, and like their house payments, their mortgages, their car insurance, etc. do think, and this will be my last point, so you can go on to the next person. I do think that what's really interesting and funny to me is that I believe that Joe Biden originally was elected because people would have voted for anybody that wasn't Trump. And I think the reason Trump won most recently is because people would vote for anyone that wasn't Kamala. So I think that kind of it went like full circle there. Do you know what I mean? Can you agree to that too a little bit?
No, I can't. So, I mean, 35% of respondents to exit polls following the outcome of the election said that they voted for Trump because of the inflation caused by the pandemic, and they basically blame that on Biden and Harris. So, I mean, I think I disagree. But if you're telling me that you voted for Trump because you'd vote for anybody but Harris, what is the worst
No,
thing?
not me. I'm not me specifically. I'm just saying most people. I think I'm a normal average guy. I don't like look at like stupid shit like that. But I could see like the average person. I mean, you would make this argument the average, Democrat.
Wait. You just said
Oh, sorry.
that you're a normal average guy, and for that reason, you didn't vote for Trump because you would have voted for anybody but Harris. But now you're going on to say that the normal average person voted for Trump because they'd vote for anybody but Harris.
I feel like you might be mixing my words, but that's okay. That's not what I meant to say. What I was about to say was that I think that most people really did not like the idea of Kamala just kind of like being on the ballot all willy-nilly.
I'm not going to lie. I want to debate you about what you believe in. So why did you not like Kamala Harris?
I did not like Kamala Harris for that, mostly for that last point that I just made. I didn't like that she just got thrown in there all willy-nilly and that people weren't able to vote her in. I know that she was vice president. I'm well aware of that. But I do feel like it got rid of a little bit of the process there by just tossing her in there. Like, oh, she's clearly the most qualified because she's vice president.
Wait, are you
people didn't necessarily vote for her to become president, like for the ballot.
Are you a registered Republican or Democrat?
Republican.
Okay, so if she did have a primary election, you wouldn't have been able to vote for her anyways.
Maybe I would have switched. You never know.
No. Like retrospectively, you would have had to have been a registered Democrat before the general election in order to have the chance to vote for any primary candidate in the Democratic primary, right? So,
but regardless,
even if she did run in the primary, you wouldn't
right?
have been able to vote for her yourself. So why does this make you not want to vote for her in the general election? Because even if she did run in the primary, you wouldn't have been able to vote for her in that either.
Well, even if it was an option, if I felt like she was, qualified to earn my vote, I would have switched over.
No. It wouldn't have been an option. Registered Republicans do not have the option to vote in Democratic primaries.
Like what?
You didn't know
Really?
that? Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, you have
That's
to be
hilarious.
a registered Democrat in order to vote in Democratic primaries, and you have to be a registered Republican in order to vote in Republican primaries. Yeah.
That's hilarious. I had no idea. All right, Dean. Well, I'm gonna let you go here. Thank you very much for your time. I hope everyone is nice to you and they're not being fucking weird like they have been. So have a good day, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you for keeping it respectful, man. I do much better than like the 15 people coming up here and screaming the N-word. Let's go to get that next guest loaded into the live. We got the Mechanic Man loading up as we speak. Let's see, Ryan. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat over on YouTube. Ryan says these live streams are the only thing that get me through my workday. You know what, Ryan? I could agree. These streams go fast. I appreciate you for the $20, Ryan. That is so incredibly kind of you. I'd also like to thank. Let's see here. Everyone, just give us a minute. Chandler, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Chandler says, thank you for educating me. My family has always been diehard Republican, and I've just never really looked into politics like that. But after watching you, I'm lived out. Dude, let's go. Show some love to Chandler down below in the chat. What's up, the Mechanic Man? Are you MAGA?
No.
Mechanic Man, hello. You're on the live in front of, let's see here, nearly 15,000 people. Are you here? Doesn't look like they're here, so we're going to move on to the next guest. Young man, I see that you're spamming MAGA 27 Army down below in that chat. Love to chat. Let's go and get that next guest up here. Go ahead and spam MAGA down below in that chat if you'd like to join. What's going on? You support Trump, Dylan?
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, how old are you, man?
Yeah, I support him. Sorry, what were you going to say?
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Great, man. Tell us why you support Donald Trump, in my mind, the worst president of both of our lifetimes. Take it away.
Well, I'd say I support him just based off of, I remember right out of high school, I remember I started working at was my first job at Walmart. I started working. Okay, so the money that I would say that I was getting at that time, I remember I used to be able to go out and I could get lunch for $4.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And have like...
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, you're good.
This is probably disrespectful, but like, can I just sum your argument up in a sentence? So the prices were lower under Trump's first term. They were higher under Biden. So you wanted to vote for Trump again to have lower prices, right?
Well, not only that, but there was a lot more that was going to get to it. But
Okay,
you're fine,
no,
man.
no, no, no,
Like,
no.
you're
Feel,
good.
feel free to get to those things as well. Take it away.
Okay, so my point that I was talking about money and stuff, and I guess what your dollar that you get is worth, what you can use with it in your life. And well, anyways, on top of that, I would say, just like I'm saying, though, all the prices were way cheaper. Keep in mind, though, it was pre-COVID. I will say, it was pre-COVID. Okay, and when he was in, and COVID happened, all inflation and everything, and the stock market and all that, it crashed.
Okay.
And then so we're here now. Okay.
So in one sentence or less, did you vote for Donald Trump for lower prices?
Yes. Well, no, not for lower prices.
What did you? Okay, why do you?
But I voted for him. Yeah.
Okay, why do you support him? Because that's quite. In 2 sentences or less, why do you support Trump?
2 sentences or less, you say, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. I support him because based off of what I've seen and everything that I've seen happen when he was in, and based on what he talks about and his values of what he has put out, I don't know.
Okay, so wait. So you're saying
that
that you support Trump because you have a values that align with his values. So what values do you hold that align with the values that Trump holds? What are they?
Supporter of the veterans.
Oh, buddy. Buddy. Let's talk about that. Supporting the veterans. Can we agree that every military member in America, when joining the military, took an oath to uphold the American Constitution, and the veterans that have served this country put their lives on the line to defend the American Constitution? Can we agree there?
Yes.
Okay. So
I can agree.
Now, this is a hypothetical. Silly liberals and their silly hypotheticals. So I'm not talking about Trump. Trump hasn't done this. Trump is a good, respectable man. If anything, I'd be talking about Biden or some hypothetical president here. If a hypothetical president explicitly called for the termination of the Constitution, that would be incredibly disrespectful to all veterans since they were willing to die to protect the Constitution, right?
Yes.
Boom, read it. Out loud.
So, with the revelation of massive and widespread fraud and deception, and working closely with big tech companies and DNC and the Democratic Party, do you know the presidential election results of 2020 out and declared the rightful winner? Do you have, what's it called? Is it just a new election?
Yeah.
Okay, a massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution.
Okay.
Our great founders did not
Do not condone false and fraudulent elections. Yep. So basically, you told us that if we did have a president that called for the termination of the Constitution, you'd say that is incredibly disrespectful to veterans. So Donald Trump has done that. You just read him saying that on Truth Social, December of 2022. So doesn't this absolutely contradict, refute, and disprove your original claim that he cares about veterans? Because how could in one breath he care about veterans, but in the next breath he is so totally disrespectful to them, he's willing to call for the abolition of the Constitution, which is something they've fought, died, and been willing to lose their lives to protect?
I mean, people post stuff on Twitter all the time, and it doesn't exactly mean that's what they say. I've seen plenty of wild stuff people say on Twitter.
Right. Well, he's a president.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, he's not just like some fucking 14-year-old shit poster. Okay, he's a president.
Yeah. Well, everybody's different. Plenty of the other presidents done a lot of different things.
Okay, so I just want to clarify that basically, like, your retort to me showing you a screenshot of a statement made by Trump calling for the termination of the Constitution is that although he did explicitly call for the termination of the Constitution, he didn't want the termination of the Constitution. I feel like this is a prime example of mental gymnastics. Now, you may ask, what are mental gymnastics?
Well,
mental gymnastics are basically where you try to contort and change reality to fit your narrative, and you build reality based upon your beliefs instead of building your beliefs based upon reality. You know what I mean?
Well, I know in reality, a lot of people say lots of crazy things. And it doesn't necessarily mean, like, if somebody says they're going to go down the street and steal somebody's dog, doesn't mean they're going to do it. No.
Wait. So basically, you're telling me of like some like 16-year-old in your high school posted a picture on a Snapchat story saying that tomorrow he was going to shoot up the school. Like, you don't think that he should be investigated by the local PD because a lot of people say crazy shit.
Oh,
that they
for
don't mean.
sure. That is a threat to people
Okay. Oh, wait. So if
and,
it's if
and
it's
can cause bodily harm.
wait. So if it's threat to people to threaten people, then it'd be a threat to the Constitution to threaten the Constitution. This is common sense, my man.
Okay, well, can I ask you some things? Since I've been debating your thing.
Sure. I mean, I guess if you just kind of want to kind of braze over that, act like it didn't happen, yeah, you could ask me a couple things. Before you do, I need to thank Cloudy.
Well, no, it's a debate.
No, you're right. It's a debate.
I mean,
it's a back and forth. It's a debate. You're right. It's a back and forth. I'll give you the mic, man. But before I do, I got to thank Cloudy.
The one thing, too, is... All right, go ahead.
Okay, just real quick. Cloudy, thank you for the $20 super chat over on YouTube. Cloudy says, just wanted to say thanks for educating others, including myself. I appreciate you for the love, Cloudy. Show some love to Cloudy down below. As well as KMW, thank you for the $20 super chat, saying thank you for these live streams. I appreciate you for your kindness, KMW. You are awesome. As well as Jennifer with the $10 over on the YouTube super chat. Guys, thank you so much for the love. As well as Gary, that is Garree, with the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you so much. Elizabeth with the $2 on Venmo. And Condra, thank you so much for the $15 on Venmo. If you're watching, you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio if you're watching on TikTok, and it's in the pinned message over on the YouTube stream. But take it away, man. You have the mic.
Okay. Could I ask you? I remember you were talking about. I know you were talking about a couple things. I'm trying to think of what exactly it is. You mentioned about. Fuck. What was it? I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of exactly what it was.
Oh, no, man, don't worry. Take your time, bro. Take your time. How about this? Let's go and get another Trump supporter up here to debate with you. So while you're thinking about that, if you are MAGA and you like to come up here and debate alongside Mr. Dylan here, let me know down below in that chat. We will pull you up. We'll have a good faith, honest discussion. Isn't that right, everybody? Isn't that right? Also, all right, we got Sergio. Sergio, what's up? Are you MAGA just like Dylan down here?
Of course, man.
How old are you?
I am 19.
What year are you born in?
2006, May 18th.
Great. Lorna, that is Lorna. Thank you for the $15 donation over on PayPal. They say, for being a cool kid. Lorna, I love you. Let's get some, let's
okay,
get some Lorna down below. So take it away.
No, sorry. Yeah, you can go. I was talking to somebody.
No, so I just wanted to say before I start, man, I respect your opinions. I ain't trying to argue too much, you know. And I just want to say that I support Donald Trump because I feel like he, you know, what he says, he does. And
no, he doesn't. Come on, bro.
Especially when other politicians just talk, you know, he actually, you know, does what he says. Because, for example, you know, under Trump's first term, we had like historic growth, especially with we were at a 50-year low with jobs and unemployment rates, and he like delivered over 7 million new jobs.
Okay. So real quick, are you saying that because under Donald Trump's administration, we had one of the lowest levels of unemployment in 50 years, it must mean that he caused it?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? My bad.
Are you saying that because while Trump was president in America, we had a 50-year low level of unemployment, that must mean that he caused it just because it happened under his administration?
I mean, I'm not going to say he's like, I mean, I feel like 7 million is a big, pretty, like.
So we just say that he's responsible for it because it happened under his administration.
I feel like.
You'll call that one of his accomplishments because it happened under his administration. He was responsible for it.
Yeah, I feel like to a certain point, it has to be.
Okay, so you're basically saying because we had a 50-year low level of unemployment under his first term, to a certain degree, he was responsible for it. Okay, well, I think that your logic is shit, but I will accept it for my retort. We also had the highest level of unemployment in the last 100 years under his first presidency in April of 2020 at 14.8%. So in the same way, he'd have to be responsible for the 50-year low. You'd agree that he also has to be responsible for the 100-year high, right?
I mean, damn, you fucking cooked me. I guess. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I mean, it doesn't really seem that good for the economy now. And you're also just saying, well, there's 7 million new jobs created in the American economy during his presidency. Okay, well, there's actually like 10 million jobs lost as well. So, I mean, he's one of the only two presidents to oversee an economy during his administration with a total net loss in jobs. You'd also have to say he's responsible for that. I mean, COVID also just happened in the country during his presidency. That killed millions of people. According to your logic, he's responsible for that as well.
I mean, I feel like now you're just throwing random ass numbers, you know?
Well, I'm just talking about things that happened under his administration, and I'm just baselessly saying that they're caused by him. I think that's a bad way to evaluate the efficacy of an administration. I think if we want to tie them to something that happens in the country, we'd have to demonstrate how they caused it by naming off what they did specifically, such as a policy they helped influence to get passed or an executive order they signed into law. So that's why I'd say that Donald Trump is not responsible for the 100-year high in unemployment. I think that was caused by the pandemic. But I also don't think that he's responsible for like 7 million new jobs created or a 50-year low level of unemployment.
I mean, but let's move on. Can we move on to like the criminal justice, you know?
Oh, sure. You want to talk about how he's a 34-count convicted felon, adjudicated rapist? Take it away.
Yeah, but if you think about it, you know, didn't he sign the First Step Act into law?
Yeah, he did sign a bipartisan bill that Republicans refused to pass under Obama and only allowed to be passed once a Republican was in office. Yeah, he did sign that into law. That's true.
And like, can I ask your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think that the First Step Act was great. It was bipartisan, and it really sucks that the Republicans in Congress refused to pass it when Obama was president.
So, what do you like really like hate about him? You know, I can't. Really
Well, I mean, maybe we could agree here. So, something under the First Step Act was to like reduce or prevent the use of the death penalty for like DRUG dealers. But he actively campaigned on and says that he wants to be able to pass a new piece of congressional legislation to sentence DRUG dealers to death. So, if you agreed with the First Step Act, you would obviously disagree with the criminal justice reform he's advocating for today, right?
I mean, you know, going back to the fact that you said, you know, that he's done stuff. Let's say, you know, I feel like if he's actually done all these bad things, he definitely wouldn't be put into office. You know,
Bruh, you voted for him, even though you know that he's done these bad things. Come on, think.
is it confirmed he's done these bad things?
Yes. In fact, it is confirmed by a criminal court and a civil court. 2 unanimous juries. Yep.
You got me, man. Thank you.
Yeah, Sergio, have a good rest of your day, man. So, you know, looks like Sergio admitted defeat. I actually appreciate that. Good for that guy. I appreciate that, Sergio. So, while I was talking to Sergio, Dylan, do you remember what you wanted to say to me?
Yeah. I remember you're obviously you use a lot of statistics whenever you're looking into anything, and you want to get the facts, right?
Right.
For whatever you're looking at. Do you think you could look something up for me? Like,
What do you want?
look up top shareholders for, I don't know, you pick whatever news channel you want, top shareholders.
Why? How is this relevant to like why you support Trump? I guess.
Well, it's not even really about supporting Trump. It's about what's right for the people, kind of, in my head as well.
All right, Dylan, I appreciate you so much for the time, man. At this point, I am going to move on to the next guest. Only reason I'm moving on is because I think that, you know, we kind of exhausted your arguments there. But I do appreciate you for coming up, man. We're going to go and get that next guest in here right now. If you're part of the 12.7 thousand people watching on TikTok right now, make sure that we're double tapping on that phone screen, sharing out that live with a handful of friends, and go ahead and put I support Trump in the comment section if you want to come up here and have a conversation with me. What's going on, Mr. Nathan? Do you support Trump?
What's up, Dean? Okay, so I'm 51 backwards, but don't.
No, I gotta kick you, bro. Moving on to the next guest, MAGA King. Hopefully they come up here and cook me, right? Yeah, let's get that next guest up in the live. But before we do, Kelly, thank you for the $50 super chat over on that YouTube stream. Oh my goodness gracious, Kelly. Thank you so much for the love. Can we get 500 Kelly W's down below in the comment section for that insane kindly donation? Thank you for the love. As well as Cloudy, thank you for another $10 donation over on Super Chat. Ocean, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Ruby with the $11.11 saying Dean for president. Maybe one day, I don't know. But thank you for the $11. That is incredibly kind of you, Ruby. And once again, if you are watching and you're like, hey, this Dean guy is cool, I want to support him, keep the stream running for 4 hours a day, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on my TikTok account, as well as you could find them in the pinned message on YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube and you do want to support me, I'd recommend supporting me over Venmo and PayPal before Super Chat, because I get 100% of all the proceeds on Venmo and PayPal. Meanwhile, I only get around 30% on YouTube Super Chat. But I appreciate every single person in here for all the love. What's going on, Mr. MAGA King? Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to need you to speak up a little bit, come a little bit closer. Bless me, to that mic. How old are you?
18.
All right, bro. Dude, what's going on with your mic? It kind of sucks, man. But why do
I don't know
you...
what's wrong with my mic.
I'm sorry, man. I'm going to just move on to, let's see here, KGC Productions. What's up, KGC? You support Trump?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up? You support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Is that an EcoBoost in your profile picture?
No, sir. That's a built MT82 car, so it's a built 5.0, forged internals and everything.
Okay, I'm not gonna I was gonna rage bait you and just say that it was an EcoBoost, but I actually have respect for the build. That's pretty sick, man. Forged
Appreciate it,
5.0,
man.
that's awesome. Holy fuck, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
So,
But take it away. Tell us why you support Trump.
Yeah. So for me, it wasn't too hard of a choice. I was trying to like weed out who was in the right, who was in the wrong, and I kind of watched. The Democratic Party wanted to call anyone who supported Trump tell them they're in a cult. But then I watched, Biden get weeded out, and everyone just immediately hopped on the Kamala train, and all of a sudden Kamala was the best choice for America, even though she wasn't, the month prior. So I don't know. Because I tried to weigh my options, because I was a big Obama guy, even though I couldn't even vote back then. I'm only 25. Because a lot of people, give him a bad rep and everything, but I've always been a big, supporter of him. I kind of jump back and forth between Democrat and Republican, and it just seems like the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party just kind of threw me off.
Oh, can we play a game?
Play a game?
Yeah, I have a really fun game that we could play. Are you ready?
Yeah, we do whatever.
Okay, so you just accused the Democrats of being hypocritical, and sure, I think that there's been a couple things that Democrats have done that is hypocritical, but I think that the most hypocritical politician we've ever had run in this country is yours truly, Donald Trump. So here's the proposition of the game I want to play. We're gonna do a back and forth where I say one thing hypocritical that Donald Trump has done, and then you take the mic and you tell me one thing hypocritical that the entirety of the Democratic Party has done. I'll make it easier for you and harder on me. Is this a fair game? We'll see who runs out first. Okay, all right, I'll start. It was incredibly hypocritical when Donald Trump claimed to be tough on crime, but then the moment the criminal justice system was tough on the crimes he committed, he claimed to be the victim and wanted to arrest the people that charged him. That was very hypocritical.
That was hypocritical. Yeah, I'll give you that.
So now it's your turn.
I'm not like praise either side, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, watching, I guess it was, the main thing for me was, watching the fall off of Biden, and then watching everyone support him. And then the next month, all of a sudden,
everyone supported Kamala Harris the next month, dude. Because it was because people supported Biden because they supported Now, one second. Allow me to finish. People supported Biden because they supported the accomplishments of the Biden-Harris administration. Okay, they were. They were great for this country. Now, Kamala Harris was the vice president of the Biden-Harris administration and helped pass every single one of those bills and helped push our country in a better direction. So in my mind, it's not hypocritical at all, and it makes total sense for us to go from supporting Biden when he was running against Trump to go to us supporting Kamala Harris when she was running against Trump. That's not hypocritical, right? That's just the right thing to do.
I mean, because I know earlier you were telling the one kind of slower talking guy, no, actually, I think it was 2 viewers before him. My bad. I've been watching for a little bit. You were telling him, like, why does it matter to you that Kamala was just kind of thrown in because you couldn't have voted on the Democratic, I guess, side anyways. And I was just kind of sitting back like, dang, that's crazy to tell a guy like, well, other Americans who are Democrats shouldn't be able to vote on that. And
Okay, so I want to clarify. Like, obviously, it would have been preferable if there was a primary process, like in the election.
Yeah.
And I think that this would have implied that Biden would have stepped down sooner. But she was still voted in by over 50% of the delegates, and nobody chose to run against her because she was a sitting VP. And then this also doesn't mean that she wasn't qualified. Like, she was incredibly qualified. Like, what is like one bad thing about Kamala Harris, or even like one good thing about Trump?
I mean, like I said,
Like,
I'm
can you
not
be
really
clear? Can you be very clear?
too much on either side. I'm kind of
You're not too much on any side. Well, you told us that you
I'm kind of
support
stuck in
Trump,
the
and I'm
middle,
just-
if that
I'm just
makes sense.
Stuck in the middle. I don't even
Yeah.
know what that means. So, like, what's keeping you leaning towards Trump? Name one reason why you like Trump. Name one good thing Trump has done.
I've just kind of seen what he's doing with the economy, and I know it's easy to
Wait. Name one good economic policy of Trump's that you like.
Well, it was mainly for me. So I have two daughters, and I have a third daughter on the way. And just for me, my family owns a small business. That's where I work. I'm actually eating lunch in our building right now. For us, we just did so well under his first term.
Okay.
I mean, we did amazing
So,
numbers.
what did he do to cause you to do well, or what did Biden and Harris do to cause you to do worse?
So for us, we move ocean containers in and out of the ports here in South Carolina. And I will admit, when Trump had this whole tariff battle going on, that kind of had us struggling. So again, like I'm kind of in the middle. So I was.
Okay, I'm gonna give it one last attempt. So the question that I've
Okay.
asked you is to name one Trump policy that you're a fan of, or one thing that Donald Trump has done that you're a fan of. If you cannot answer this question, I'm gonna move on to the next guest.
Well, I don't know the exact policy, but I know we had some tax breaks under his administration, and they helped. But I don't know the exact. I'm not big on the whole.
So I have a question. Is your family in like the top 20% of income earners in America?
They are not.
So you're going to have your taxes increased by Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. The Center on the Budget and Policy Priorities did a study on the totality of the bill, and the conclusion of that study tells us that the after-tax income will be reduced for the 80% of income earners in this country. So, I mean, if you're looking for lower taxes, obviously Donald Trump isn't your guy today, and you should probably revoke your support.
Yeah, I have to look into it. Like I said, I'm kind of in the middle. So I mean, for me, if I see a better option for the Democrat Party at the next go round, I mean, I'm not against.
Well, man, at this point, I'm going to move on to the next guest. I appreciate you for coming up. And once
appreciate
again,
you, man.
That's a sick-ass Forge 5-0, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Of course. What's up, Logan? You support Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
18.
18. What year were you born in?
07.
07. What month?
February.
February. Perfect. All right. Awesome. Real quick before we hop into a debate, Sarah, that is Sara, thank you so much for the $50 donation over on Venmo. Sarah says, for respecting human rights and for having common sense. I really appreciate you for that love, Sarah. Can we please get 500 Sarah W's down below in that comment section right the hell now? I'd also like to thank Elsa for the 5, Andre for the 5, and Maggie, thank you so much for the 3. You guys are so incredibly kind. Show some love to Sarah, Elsa, Andrea, and Maggie down below in that comment section. And Mr. Logan, take us away. Tell us why you support the worst president of your lifetime, President Donald J. Trump.
He is far from the worst. And I heard earlier you said Trump was a felon, which he is, but so was Martin Luther King, and so was Gandhi.
Okay.
But they all made the world better.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I'd say that like felons can make the world better. However, I think that if you are going to run for president as a felon and say that we need to destroy our country, slow GDP growth, and reduce government income to deport felons because of how bad their felonies are, undocumented immigrants, that makes you a hypocrite.
No.
Okay. Tell me why. Okay, he just left. Okay. All right. See you later. Good try. Gotta say. Great try. Moving on to the next guest. Let's go to get that next guest up in the box. All right. Here we go, guys. Gotta let me know down below in that comment section if you were MAGA and you support Trump. Let's see here. Yo, I hate Dean. Thank you for the $10 donation over on PayPal just to tell me that you hate me. I'm going to donate those $10 over to Planned Parenthood. Go you, slay. Thank you so much for the love. Also, Konya with a 5. And Anonymous, thank you for the $30 donation over on PayPal. Anon says, please don't say my name. Love what you do. Hopefully Charlie Kirk will stop running and finally sit down so you can cook him again. I appreciate that, Anon. Let's get at least 300 Anon W's down below in that comment section. Hell yeah. All right, what's up, Marco? You MAGA?
Yeah, I'm MAGA.
You're MAGA. All right, sweet. How old are you?
19.
19. What year are you born in?
April 28, 2006.
April 20th, 2006. And why do you support Trump?
Well, that's way just because
April.
I play a lot of Fortnite, and I have the one that did Wadle.
Oh,
and
wait.
playing with you.
Wait. You're lying about your age. You'd be 19. So goodbye.
That's what I said, actually.
No, you said 18, actually. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone, we got Jarn loading up into the box. Go to drop a MAGA down below in that comment section if you want to come up here and debate, guys. What's going on, Jarn? You MAGA? Wait. Chatty said 19?
Hello?
What the fuck? Chat, wait. Everybody, did he say 19? I'm going crazy. Wait, whoa. Oh my God. What the hell? All right, bro, hop back in that queue. I'll let you back up here. Oh, wait, I mean, actually, no, he's yapping about Renegade Raider in Fortnite. I'm actually not gonna let you back up here because you were a troll. But oh my God, am I okay? Am I good? I swear to, I have total confidence and conviction that he said 18. But if everybody listening says that he said 19, I'm wrong. And you guys are right. Okay, I'll concede that he said 19. You guys are right. But what the hell? Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy how the human brain can work like that. I'm just gonna believe that you guys aren't gaslighting me. There's so many people saying it that I must have just been totally delusional. What's up, Sean? You support Trump?
Oh, Cookie King fucking mogs you, bro.
You know what mogs you? Job applications. Every time you've sent one in, you've been rejected. Gagged. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. What's up, Tyler? How old are you?
Yo, I'm 18. I'm from the UK, 2006, September.
Sorry, man. I got to kick you. You don't talk to people from America here. Appreciate you, though. We got Mike loading up into the queue. Here we go, everybody. Let's get Mike on that line, everyone. All right, we got Mike on that line. We got them loading in, quite frankly. I kind of want to talk to some older Trump supporters. I'm not going to lie. If you are an older Trump supporter and you support Trump and you want to come up here and debate, let me know down below in that chat. We will get you loaded into the live ASAP, literally right now as we speak. Let me know down below in that comment section if you want to come up and debate. Let me know.
Capital Z as in zebra.
Hello, Juicy Jules. You MAGA? Okay, guess not. What were they? We're talking about capital Z's and Z. I don't even know what they're talking about. Okay. All right, everybody. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. Let's go and get them loading up into the stream literally right now. Hello, do you support Trump, Mimo?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God, why?
Sorry, is my voice deep? Anyways,
I'm just asking you why.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we got another person up here. Bryce, are you also MAGA?
Cookie King mogs you.
Take it away, Mimo. Tell us why you support Trump.
Well, just a little context. I'm 20 years old and I am Hispanic, and my outlook is kind of more on towards immigration and deportation and stuff.
Didn't he just get raptured?
Huh?
Your mic cut out.
What?
Your mic cut out?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, so far you told us that you like immigration, something about mass deportation.
Well, like I was saying, I am Hispanic, and I do believe in trying to make America safer, and definitely, especially with
Okay. So do you think that preventing I don't know, for instance, immigrants that had been held civilly liable for from coming into our country, do you think that make America safer?
No, absolutely not. That is not what I'm saying. No.
No, my question
I agree with.
Do you think that preventing rapists from coming into America would make America safer?
Preventing, yes. Yes, absolutely.
And then why wouldn't preventing rapists from going into the White House make America safer?
I didn't know that was is I did not know that. Thank
Okay.
you for educating me.
Oh, cool.
I did not know that, Dean. I did not know that.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, you could find out more about it online. Just type in Trump E. Jean Carroll.
Okay.
Yeah, man. About safety. Well, here's the deal. Can we agree that a lot of like crime is consequential of poverty?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So Donald Trump's big beautiful bill. Now you could read their research paper on your own. This is coming from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. So they tell us that this big beautiful bill is going to reduce the after-tax income of the bottom 80% of income earners in this country. It's going to negatively impact Americans more the less money they make. Like for instance, the bottom 20% of income earners are going to lose $2,200 per year in after-tax income. Meanwhile, the third 20% of income earners are only going to lose $700, right? So this is going to cause more poverty.
Right.
That's an undeniable fact. And you know, we just agreed that more poverty is going to cause more crime, and that's also an undeniable fact. So, I mean, obviously, if your goal is to make America safer, you really should not support Donald Trump for many reasons. And I guess the big one that we're discussing right now would be his economic policy, which will drive more crime.
And I just wanted to clarify a little bit. Like my parents were immigrants. You know, they immigrated a long time ago, but they went through the legal system. They went through the legal system and they got their citizenship and they worked hard for it. They learned the language. You know, I do believe that, you know, all those rapists, you know, like.
Can you respond to what I just said with all due respect?
Oh, yeah. Do you mind asking one more time?
Yeah, no, I just pointed out how Donald Trump's economic policy is going to undeniably cause more crime, right? So if your goal was to make America safer, you'd undeniably like, reject Donald Trump's policy.
Okay. So, okay. Okay. No, yeah, you know, I kind of came up here also to kind of help enlighten me. You know, I'm trying to get educated, and you seem like a very, very educated person. So I do actually respect you for that.
All right, man. Well, I mean, yeah, is there anything else that you want to go over? And I guess not, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you for being respectful, man. What's up, Kyler? You MAGA?
Yeah, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Hunter James, is your are you MAGA? Okay, Hunter James left. It's just you, Kyler. Tell us why you support Trump.
Yeah, so fundamentally, I support Trump just based off of my quality of life. I'm 25. I've seen multiple administrations, and for me personally, my life has been exponentially better during the Trump administration due to the number of the ladder.
Okay, all right. Name one thing that Donald Trump has done that has increased your quality of life.
Well, for example, my line of work, I work in real estate, right? So in real estate, what do you make that base for?
I mean, you just would have been killing it if Kamala Harris was elected. I'll tell you why once you finish your statement.
Okay, cool. Well, so whenever I got into the business, I, you know, being I think I was like 21 at the time, again, being 25 now, tremendously boosted me as a young adult getting to the point of where I want to get my goals eventually. It gave me a massive boost.
Wait, what did Donald Trump do that gave you a massive boost?
I think you can attribute that to just general economic, what's the word I'm looking for? Because I'm not going to be able to give you policy by policy and be able to name that kind of stuff. I'm not necessarily invested enough to be able to give you that kind of stuff. However, what I can tell you is that, again, going back to my initial point, my basic quality of life has been substantially better because of him in the office. Again, I'm not going to be able to pinpoint specific goals and whatnot.
I guess I'd say if you can't pinpoint like any specific things that Donald Trump has done, or even just some like loose ideas that I could like either agree that it's something he did or didn't do, like you won't be able to make the argument that he directly caused you to have a higher quality of life.
Well, so okay. So when I say pinpoint, I'm more so talking about like a name of a bill, not rather than the actual effect that has. So for example, we talk about immigration, right? So in terms of immigration, I personally do not think that Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or anybody else on the Democratic side, for that matter, would have done any better. And if we're talking about that
immigration, I mean, I don't think that immigration is going to be relevant to like your quality of life as like a realtor. Okay, like I'm talking.
No. Certainly not. It's two different topics.
Okay. However, so like before we move on to the second topic, I want to stay on the first. What did Donald Trump do to increase your quality of life?
I made more money. More money was in my pocket. Therefore, I was able to invest in things to make my other friends, family, all
Okay,
that.
you made more money. How did he make you make more money?
The economy was better.
Okay, how did
It
he
gave me
make the
a
economy
platform
better?
to work. Excuse me.
How did he make the economy better?
Again, I'm not going to be able to pinpoint specifically, but I can tell you. I mean, again, it's not something that I can pinpoint specifically with numbers or anything like that. However, I can.
How about this? How about this? Can I ask you a question?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So if Trump gave $25,000 to first-time homebuyers to spend on new houses, how would that impact you as a realtor?
It would certainly help from a buying perspective.
How about this?
It okay, and so let me hold right there. A big part of this, and I know that what your response is going to be, is that the liberal side. Now, I really not. I wouldn't even consider myself to be a diehard conservative / Republican because I'm not. I think Trump does a lot of bad stuff. I think the Republican side does a lot of bad stuff. I think extremism on both ends is just as harmful. I think you could agree with that, right?
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how Kamala Harris directly ran on policy in which you agree would have made your life significantly better, meaning that the only candidate in the general
Would she
election...
have followed through on that, though? Would she have followed through on that?
Yeah, what reason would we have to believe that she wouldn't?
What do you mean? Well, the hypocrisy on the left side is damning. What do you mean?
Wait. Name one thing that Biden ran on doing that he didn't do.
Student loans?
Student loans? He forgave student loans.
Did he?
Yeah. So, I mean, it was one of the first things that he did during his presidency. He got a bill passed through Congress. Then SCOTUS, shot it down. But then, Mr. Daddy Joe Biden then worked around that decision and found a way to interpret the current law on the books to forgive student loans. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if I'm wrong about that, then that's on me. My understanding was that there was a lot of people upset because there was not any student loan forgiveness. So again, if I'm wrong on that, I'm wrong.
All right, man. So then once again, what reason would we have to believe that Kamala Harris wouldn't have passed this policy?
Frankly, I just do not believe the woman.
Why not?
I think by basing on what I've seen from Kamala Harris in the lead up to that campaign, I have seen a shit. Excuse me, can I cuss on this?
You did a shit ton of lies. What's the biggest lie that Kamala Harris has ever told?
Well, I wasn't about to say lies, but to say just the bait. I read people for a living. I'm not saying that I'm any better than anybody else at that. Your face. However, the main point of this is that Kamala Harris we would not be in a better position today if Kamala Harris was in.
And I just want to make sure that your evidence for this is some speculatory read of her character.
Yeah. I would attribute that to largely. I mean,
Chad, I'm just gonna kick him and forget about it. I'm sorry. I choose peace today, guys. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Hey, Chad, you support Trump?
I used to for 9 years, but I don't anymore.
Based. Hell yeah, man. Let's go to get that next guest, Jonah, up in the box. The last couple guests have been pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. The last couple guests have been pretty bad. What's up, Jonah? You support Trump?
Yo, Dean, you're fucking.
Oh, Jonah, you're like 14. I'm gonna need you to definitely grow up to be a better man. You are still young. You still have time to change. All right. Reject the alt-right pipeline. Stop using slurs. And become a better person, Jonah. All right. You still have years to grow up. Become a better person. Please, man. What's up, Ken?
Hello, Dean.
You were in here the other day, right?
I was, and before we debate, I'm very excited to debate with you, but I would like to, I'm not trolling, I swear, but I would love to scold your fan base because I think one of them hacked me actually. And because when I got on here today and onto my account, I was following 100 new accounts, and all 100 of them were literally fan pages for your anxiety pin.
That's very bad. Chat, never do that. Never do that. No, let me scold them for you. Let me scold them for you, chat. I mean this. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter how I say it. People are going to think that I'm not being serious. Okay, I'm actually being serious. Don't actually, and I mean this seriously. Don't hack people that join my live. Okay, that's actually very bad. I know no matter how I say this, people are going to think that I'm not serious, but I'm actually serious. Okay, it's not something that we should laugh about. It's not something that we should giggle. I know that I giggled and that was wrong. Okay, that was a bad reaction of mine. Everybody in the chat laughing. No, stop it. Stop it. That is a red line that you guys have crossed. Okay, we cannot hack. Oh my God, I can't stop laughing.
Why is it funny?
It's not funny. No, Kenna, I swear to God, it's actually not funny. No, like, I swear, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's
No,
actually
it's
not
literally
funny.
it's okay though, because like that's literally the only thing they did. Like they did that and then logged out. They didn't like steal my account or anything.
No, no, I'm glad that they didn't do more. Like, it's seriously not funny. Okay, guys, so stop laughing. It's seriously not funny. Now nobody. Okay, all right. Well, Ken, I know that we talked about abortion the other day.
Yes.
Do you have any other things that you'd like to talk about? You know?
Yeah, well, I feel like abortion for me, it's like, I don't know. So I would love to talk about like his Trump's immigration policies, his the wait, let me think. I really love his policies concerning criminal justice and stuff.
What? Wait. Whoa. Okay. What policy do you like of his concerning criminal justice?
He makes it, I mean, he's working towards removing like the death penalty.
No, he's not. No. He advocates for the
Oh,
death penalty for drug dealers.
oh, well, yeah. Well, he just makes the criminal justice system more fair.
How so? Does he make the criminal
Um,
justice system more fair when he's asking for E. Jean Carroll, the lady that he raped, and then the lady that proved it in court? He's like requested her to be imprisoned. Is that fair punishment? Because
well,
she spoke out about him
absolutely,
raping her. Did he make
absolutely not.
what about when he pardoned people like DJ Rodriguez, violent January 6 rioters that tried to kill cops by driving stun guns into their necks, and he let them out of jail a third into their sentence, and he called them patriots? Was that fair?
Well, no, but those are just
No.
like specific examples. I'm talking about like the millions of criminals.
Okay, so what has he done for millions of criminals to make it more fair?
He gives fairer sentences.
He's a president. He's not a judge. He doesn't give sentences. So what do you mean he gives fair
Yeah, but he
sentences?
made it like a general rule.
Really? How so? Was this like a policy he passed?
Yeah,
Okay.
can I go get my source?
Yeah, while she's getting that source, I'd like to thank Veteran for the $50 super chat over on YouTube. Veteran
Yes,
says,
thank you.
the GOP playbook, lie, cheat, steal, detract, deflect, fighting the good fight. I really appreciate you so much for the love, Veteran. Y'all, show some love to Veteran down below in the chat. We love Veteran here. We love Veteran here. Let's give 500 Veteran W's.
Yes.
I'd also like to show some love to Nora for the $10 over on YouTube super chat. And Christian, thank you for the $25 over on PayPal. Show some love to Nora, Veteran, and Christian. You guys are awesome. I really
Yes.
appreciate you guys so much for the love.
Thank you guys for funding his anxiety pen. His anxiety pen.
Right. Okay, all right. So, I mean, hey, man, I'm waiting on you to kind of give me the policy that Donald Trump, I guess, passed to make the criminal justice system more fair. See, from my perspective, I'm like the pardons of the people that try to kill cops. That's not fair. Okay, him pardoning the children of a mother that donated him $1 million, even though the children pled guilty to tax fraud. That's not fair. Okay, him like calling for the
So
imprisonment of his great victim. That's not fair. Him like trying to steal the election from Biden in 2020 and then arguing that he did try to steal the election, but he shouldn't go to jail because he was president while he did it. That's not fair. Okay, I mean, like, dude's a lie, dude's a cheat, dude's a scam artist, dude's a conner. It's just unreal. Okay, obviously he's not going to be fair for the criminal justice system.
well, there's the First Step Act.
Oh yeah, you mean the bipartisan criminal justice reform bill that was set forth in
Mm-hmm.
Congress under Obama's term, but the Republicans refused to pass it until they had a Republican in the executive branch of our government. That one? Well, I agree with that, right? It was a good bill, but I think it's important to point out that that bill included a reduction in the unaliving penalty and the death penalty. And now Donald Trump is actively contradicting that by calling for the death penalty for DRUG dealers and cop unalivers today. So if you like the criminal justice reform that he passed during his first term, you wouldn't like the criminal justice reform that he's offering under his second administration because it directly contradicts the First Step Act.
Well, anyway.
Anyway, right? Anyway, what's next?
You tell me.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Everybody, we got to check Elon's Twitter real quick. We got to check
Oh, yeah.
Elon's Twitter real quick. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, my God! Oh, my God!
What?
Elon! Yo! 5 minutes ago, this is Elon Musk on Twitter. Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Now I understand that we already knew this. But the fact that this is coming from Elon Musk changes everything. Okay? All right? This is coming from somebody that was on the administration. His right-hand man spent $100 million to help him win the election. And he's saying the real reason they have not released the Epstein files is because Donald Trump is in them. Oh my God. That is insane. That is nuts. Oh my God. Wow. This is like live breaking news. He just sent this tweet out 5 minutes ago, everybody. Miss Trump supporter Kenna, what are your thoughts?
Well, I actually wanted to ask you, are you team like Elon or team Trump?
No. Answer my question. Elon Musk just said that the real reason the Epstein files hasn't been released is because Donald Trump is in them. How does that make you feel?
Elon Musk doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Why not?
Because he's dumb.
He's a... Get the fuck out of here, you rage baiter! Get the fuck... Okay, you were calling him the most intelligent genius entrepreneur Einstein Tony Stark 2.0 for like the last 7 months. What the fuck? Oh my God, everybody. Okay, wow, I'm just like still processing that. Yeah, I say we get some more Trump supporters. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we could go ahead and get another Trump supporter up in here. I can't even believe this, everybody. This is unreal. This is unreal. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go to get the next Trump supporter up in here, everybody. If you're in that queue, make sure that means you support Donald Trump. Elon Musk just dropped a bomb on Twitter saying that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Wow. Okay, all right. Let's go and get that next guest up in here. What a terrible day to be a Trump supporter. That is crazy, chat. That is crazy, everybody. What's going on, Hannah? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay, how old are you?
19.
19, what year were you born in?
2006, March 2nd.
Okay, and I have a question. How do you feel about Donald Trump being in the Epstein files?
I'm not very happy about it.
You're not very happy about it? Really? I mean, tell us more. Tell us why you'd make a man who's in the Epstein files and has hid the Epstein files from the American people explicitly because he was within them and wanted to protect his own reputation at the sake of the country, after also boasting about perving on naked teenage girls, after saying that he dated a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. How does this make you feel? Why would you make a pervert president?
Okay, so I don't really like his character, but I do think that he's doing some good things for our government.
But like, bruh, dude, think about it. You want to make a pervert like the babysitter of your children. You want to allow a pervert to work at McDonald's. You want to put a pervert in charge of a school. Like these people, like, why would you make them president, bro?
So, okay, I'm not gonna lie. The more that I've seen what, like, he's doing, I'm kind of not liking him as much. but I do kind of like. I think that his tariffs are gonna help us. Like, that's kind of why I'm still pro-Trump right now. But I do think he has a very
stand up,
interesting
stand
character.
up, stand up. What the fuck do you mean you're still pro-Trump right now? You just figured out that he's in the goddamn Epstein files, okay? All right, listen. Now, you still support him because of his tariffs, okay? You know that he, like chickened out of all of them, okay? That we do not have tariffs. Like, all those blanket tariffs are gone. They're paused, okay? All right? And then he came to a deal with China that included us increasing our tariffs on them by 20%, but the American people pay those tariffs. So this is just effectively increasing tariffs on the American people.
But when he like implements his tariffs again, then like we're gonna be able to have money to pay back our trillions of dollars of debt.
He wants
that we
to
have.
spend $4 trillion in debt with one bill in Congress right now.
Oh, well, that's not very good. But like, okay, but I feel like right now, like him like having like Doge and everything, that's like kind of controlling our government spending, you know?
Okay, yeah, they don't even know what to say. Bye, Hannah. All right, we're going to move on to the next guest, everybody. That was kind of embarrassing. Okay, all right, I'm sorry, y'all. Wow, guys. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm just not over that. I'm just seriously not over that. Holy crap. Holy crap, everybody. Okay, yeah, we're going to get back into the debates. If you support Trump, let us know in the comment section. We will get you up here. What a crazy day. What a crazy day we're having. Okay, so for everybody new, just if you're curious, so Elon Musk went on Twitter and said that Donald Trump was a part of the Epstein files. Okay, all right, and he said that the truth will come out. You will see, and this is once again Trump's right-hand man. This is like, I'm not going to lie, this is probably one of the biggest bombshells since his administration started. Now, the reason why this is such a big bombshell, even though, all right, everyone with half a brain already knew that, is for one reason, because it's no longer coming from the liberals. It's no longer coming from the DNC or the Democrats, okay? This is coming from his right-hand man that spent $100 million to help him win the election, right, guys? So this is quite the bombshell. This is a MAGA civil war of the likes in which we've never seen. And honestly, like Elon's been able to gain the support, control, and gain the support and control over a lot of MAGA conservatives, over a lot of Republicans. And now, because he's launching full-out civil war, bridges burned, I think it's possible that this will cause a fracture in the MAGA base in the GOP that I'm unsure that Donald Trump will be able to come back from. Like, I don't know. I think that, you know, we've already seen the pendulum swinging towards more support for progressivism on the global stage. I mean, like, the liberals were down by 30 points before Donald Trump's inauguration. He comes into office, then the liberals slam dunked in Canada's general election. So we see that progressivism is gaining momentum. And now we're going to throw a massive fracture in the GOP on top of that. I mean, it's over. You know, it is over, guys. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Trump is over party. All right, listen, yeah, we're celebrating today. I think that obviously, like, a lot of people are still going to support Trump, you know, because they just don't care. They're members of a cult. But what matters is that it will cause a large enough fracture that support is going to be compartmentalized to different people. It's going to be all over the place. What's going on?
Kick me.
Yeah, of course. Logan, what's up? Do you support Trump? Okay, you know, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make a video about this. What's going on, Logan? Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
23.
Are you driving?
Yeah, I mean, not on the road. I'm working at a job site right
Okay,
now.
I'm sorry. I do got to kick you just because you cannot be driving while you're on TikTok Live, everybody. But let's go to get that next guest up in the box, guys. If you are in that queue, make sure that does indeed mean that you support Trump. Let's go and get that next guest up in the box. Literally right now, we got KSY loading in. If you are watching and you are MAGA, let me know down below in that comment section. We will get you loaded into the live. Oh boy, do I want to talk to some Trump supporters. Let me tell you. What's up, CR Cars? Do you support Trump? Okay, Sierra Cars is not here. Dude, I don't know. Like, I don't think, like, I don't know. Like, do you guys think that, like, Trump supporters are even going to be willing to debate me? What's up, Jay? You support Trump?
Yeah, man. What's going on?
All right. How old are you?
I'm 20.
20. Are you American?
Yeah, I'm American.
Great. What time is it?
It is 2:27 in Alabama.
Cool. All right. So why do you support Trump?
Well, man, at first...
Okay, you went on pause. Can't hear you when you're on pause.
I wrote some notes down while I've been watching you. But I want to talk about the tax cut of what he had when in 2020. You know,
the tax cuts. Okay, of course. Yeah. You want to talk about the tax cuts? How about we talk about the fact that Elon just said that Trump is in the fucking Epstein files? What about that? How do you feel about that?
Well, man, you go ahead. I ain't never really heard of all those files. To be honest with you.
Right. And in fact, I'm actually gonna go ahead and make a video about it. I just need to get the word out, everybody. You know, but tax cuts. Hey, by the way, talking about the tax cuts, you're an average American, right? Are you in the top 20% of income earners?
I mean, I make about $120,000 a year.
I don't know if that's top 20%, but if it is, you know, you're only going to save $500 per year. But the bottom 80% of income earners in this country are going to have money taken from them, and it's going to cost our government $4 trillion to get it done. But I'm going to go ahead and just record a video because I just need to get the word out there. It is so over for Trump. Elon Musk just posted this on Twitter. Okay, we need it, but go ahead. How do you respond?
Well, so so you mean $500? What do you mean by like I'm getting $500? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I'm going to assume that you're part of like the 80% of income earners. Like Donald Trump's quote unquote tax cuts are actually going to make you pay more in after tax income, and this is coming from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying, man. I do. But back in 2020, so what I've seen and how, because when I was in school when he was in 2020, his 2020 presidential, you know, whatever. But I just saw how it was like so much easier for my parents to live and how like it was so much easier to own a home. Because where I'm from, I mean, where we ain't got like, it ain't like California or nothing. You know, I mean, we ain't got like rich billionaires everywhere because we're the middle class society, you know, mostly in Alabama, you know.
Okay, how does this respond to anything that I've said?
I just didn't understand what you said. I mean, what's these Epstein files, man?
Yeah, the files that detail how Epstein systemically raped children with accomplices. And according to Elon Musk, Donald Trump is named in them. And in fact, I'm actually going to go to record a video about this and post it on my main account right now. So if you would just kind of give me a minute here. You know, we need to get this up. We need to get the word out there.
I hear you.
Trump is over. So Elon Musk just said that. Oh, we got to re-record.
I hear you.
Trump is over. Elon Musk just said the reason why the Trump administration has not released the Epstein files is because Trump is a part of him. Take a look at his tweet. Oh, dude, oh my God. I'm really hoping that this is it. You know, just like for everybody watching, I really hope that this is it. I hope that this is a final push to get people to like stop supporting this motherfucker. Oh my God.
Well,
so he posted this.
Oh, my bad, man. My bad. Go ahead.
No worries, bro. So Elon posted this less than 10 minutes ago saying that Donald Trump... Got to re-record. Got to do my thing. So Elon Musk... So Elon Musk posted this less than 10 minutes ago saying that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason why they have not been made public. And he's also saying that the truth will come out in time. So I just want to make myself so incredibly clear here. For all of the Republicans that have spent the last 4 years saying that Biden was not transparent with the American people, that they were lying straight to our faces, well, now we have Donald Trump's right-hand man confirming that this administration has been hiding the Epstein files from you, from me, and every other American just to conceal the fact that our president, Donald Trump, is in them. Now, if this is true, this is one of the largest political scandals in our lifetimes. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. My bad. Dang, dude, I forgot my train of thought, man. What you hitting on over there?
Oh, an anxiety pin. It's lavender and caramel. I'm going to go ahead and record that last part.
Okay.
This is single-handedly one of the largest political scandals in our lifetimes. This is worse than Watergate. And guess what happened when... Oh, I can't even say that. People don't know what Watergate is. Let's see how the video sounded so far.
Musk just said the reason why the Trump administration has not released the Epstein files is because Trump is a part of him. Take a look at his tweet. So Elon Musk posted this less than 10 minutes ago saying that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason why they have not been made public. And he's also saying that the truth will come out in time. So I just want to make myself so incredibly clear here. For all of the Republicans that have spent the last 4 years saying that Biden was not transparent with the American people, that they were lying straight to our faces, well, now we have Donald Trump's right-hand man confirming that this administration has been hiding the Epstein files from you, from me, and every other American just to conceal the fact that our president, Donald Trump, is in them.
This is worse than Watergate. This is worse than Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. This is terrible. No, that's too strong. People are going to listen to that and they're going to be like, what the hell is this guy yapping about? This is worse than Watergate. This is worse than Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. This is insane. Blast this to everyone that you know. I want the American people to wake the hell up, acknowledge that our president sucks, so hopefully we could build a greater future together, not under the tyrannical rule of this raging idiot. I'm going to get banned off of TikTok. That's hate speech and bullying. I want you guys to blast this to everyone. I want every single American to know exactly who our president is so we could hopefully build a greater future together and get this tyrant fascist. They banned me for saying fascist too. There's so many rules, guys, let me tell you. Blast this to everybody that you know. I want you to blast this to everyone that you know. I want every single American to understand and acknowledge that the orange Cheeto sitting in the Oval Office running this country is a total POS so we could all build a greater future together. All right, that's good. Take it away, man. Tell us why you support Trump.
well, I'm still the same guy, but I was wondering, so if them files or whatever, if he's actually like really in them, then like, why can't like the people there already like get him out? You know? Or why hasn't he been convicted of it? You know?
Well, I think it is a case that, you know, like if what Elon Musk is saying here is true, which honestly I believe, I think he'd have no reason to fucking lie, is that he can be thrown out by Congress. So I'm hoping that's inevitably what happens. But I mean, like there's a lot of people that are part of the Epstein files that are not locked up, that aren't in jail. So, I mean, it would make sense that he hasn't been locked up, incarcerated, or like charged with any crime, even if he's named in the Epstein files.
So by named in the Epstein files, so is it like proved that he was like doing all that stuff?
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't think that we know how he's named in the Epstein files because they haven't been released. But regardless of how he's named in the Epstein files, the fact that our government was concealing this from us because our president was named in the Epstein files is like enough of a scandal alone. You know, like he could be named in the Epstein files doing like nothing, maybe just named as like a friend of Epstein. But even if he didn't personally engage in any of the actions, that would still be one of the largest scandals in modern American history because it's the fact that he concealed them from the American people. But like I said, you know, it could come out that he was right there alongside Trump, raping kids, and I'd believe it because, like I said, he was boasting about staring at naked teenagers. You know, to Howard Stern in 2005.
Yeah, I never knew like really about what like the JFK files and stuff like that. I just never knew like really how all that worked or if people were in them, like why ain't they been convicted yet or whatever, you know?
I mean, you're asking good questions. I'd agree that all those people deserve to be convicted. Oh,
yeah. I mean, yeah, if you rape little kids, yeah, you deserve to go to jail. I mean, this is it.
Right. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm typing out a title here. Oh my God.
Good, brother.
I cannot believe it.
Somebody just said a new tweet. Elon tweeted again.
All right, let's go and throw it up. Yeah, okay. All right, we're gonna spend a minute just kind of looking through what Elon's talking about. It looks like we had a new tweet. He said that the truth will come out. Yeah. Okay, chat. How are we feeling? He tweeted again. I'm actually not seeing any new tweet. If you guys want to drop that in my Discord, I'll happily take a look. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up on Instagram too, bro. This is crazy. I'm not even gonna lie.
What did Trump do to Elon?
Well, I mean, so like basically the way that all of this started was by Elon Musk, saying that the big beautiful bill was shit because it costs $4 trillion. Then Trump accused Elon Musk of having TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, and then said that he would have been able to win the election without Elon. That really pissed Elon off, and now Elon is talking about how he's a part of the Epstein files. Wow. Obviously, like, I think that Donald Trump is only doing this. By the way, I posted the video on my account. If you want to go drop it a like. I think that the reason that Elon Musk is doing this is because it kind of he's pissed off by Trump, and he probably doesn't have, like, the best intentions. But, it's still good that he's exposing it to the American people. Like, this is by far, like, one of, like, the best things that has happened in this year, right? And I could appreciate him for that. That's just crazy, though. I'm not going to lie. Like, man, this is just nuts. This is nuts, dude. The biggest political scandal of our lifetimes, if not the second biggest. The first biggest might have been him like trying to steal the 2020 election. People don't talk about that enough. All right, yeah, we got that thrown up on Instagram and TikTok. That is just insane. That is just, oh my god, bro. What a day. What a day. What a fucking day, everybody. What a goddamn day. All right. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest. We're gonna hop back into the debates.
You're good, man.
Yeah, we got this thrown up everywhere.
Jesus loves you, by the way. If you didn't, I don't know if you're religious or not, but I am today.
I'm not religious, but I appreciate you nonetheless. Let's go ahead and get that next guest up in here, everybody. If you're in that queue, make sure that means that you support Trump. Wow, we are going to have some crazy debates, everybody. I mean, this is crazy. Let's go ahead and get that next guest up in the box. We got them loading in. Go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that comment section if you do want to come up and have a conversation, y'all. Go ahead and drop a MAGA in that comment section if you do want to come up and have a conversation. What is up, OPEX? Are you MAGA?
Hey, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
What year were you born
in? 2006.
2006. And do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Oh, God, why?
Man, his golf swing is just amazing. I mean,
buddy.
Have you seen his video with Bryson DeChambeau?
Get the fuck
amazing.
Get the fuck out of here. Moving on to the next guest, Caleb Bentley, 16. Everyone, just kind of give us a minute. Go ahead and drop a MAGA down below in that comment section if you do want to come up and have a conversation, everybody. We are just looking for some debates. We got a lot of unserious people. I'm not going to lie, bro. I bet all the Trump supporters right now are just retreating under their rock. Okay, like there's like, bro, if I was a Trump supporter right now, holy shit, life would suck. What's going on? Do you support Trump? Ollie, hello. Are you MAGA?
Yeah.
How old are you?
19.
19. What year were you born in?
2006.
Yeah. Thoughts and feelings on Elon Musk saying that Donald Trump was named in the Epstein files, and that's the reason why they haven't released them?
Yeah, long day for Trump.
Okay, what time is it?
2039. I'm in the UK.
Right, we're only looking to talk to people from America. Everyone, just give us a minute. Where are the Trump supporters at? Oh my God. Oh, by the way, if you're watching and you're like, hey, this Dean guy's pretty cool, I like what he does, and you like to support me, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio, everybody. Get 100% of the proceeds over on those platforms, as well as in the pin message over in the YouTube stream. Trisha, what's going on? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, how do you feel about the fact that that Donald Trump is apparently named in the Epstein files, and that's why they didn't release him sooner?
Well, I actually had a question about that because you said that him and Elon were like arguing, like they're mad at each other. So how do we know that this is 100% true?
Okay.
Because they haven't been released.
Well, I mean, I'd say that we don't know that it's 100% true. However, I'd say that we have like more than enough reason to believe that is true. Why I say that is because if Elon is lying, oh, dude, he could get sued for millions, if not billions. As well as he said that the truth will come out in time. He says it with confidence. And if he was lying, if he was not telling the truth, well, then the administration could refute and disprove him with literally one actionable decision of releasing the totality of the Epstein files. And the fact that they haven't and the fact that they won't, definitely says a lot. I would say that everybody has more than enough reason to believe what he's saying is true.
Okay. I think I'm just more of like a visual, like if I would to see it, I would believe it. But I do believe that, yeah, there is like evidence.
Wait. Did you believe Elon Musk when he said there's waste, fraud, and abuse in our government expenditure?
I don't really keep up with Elon Musk like that. So
I mean, did you believe
no.
Donald Trump when he said that Biden caused inflation? It's like you take these people for their word every single time they speak, but I guess as soon as that word kind of goes against the status quo, all of a sudden you're gonna have to see it in order to believe it.
I mean, I guess, yeah, you do have a point.
Right? I do, indeed. You don't have a response. They left. Okay, let's go to get that next guest up in that box. If you're in that queue, make sure that means you support Trump, y'all. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded in right now. Brianna, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal saying, holy shit, my MAGA dad just said his first negative thing about Trump over this. Oh my God, keep it coming, bro. As well as Daisy, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal, and Sarah with the 10. And let's see, Mark, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. Everybody show some love to Mark, Daisy, Sarah, and Brianna. You guys are all awesome. Let's go and get that next guest up. What's up, Joe? Are you MAGA?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, you MAGA?
No, I just actually wanted to tell you that my cousin is graduating. He supports you a lot.
Oh, what's their name?
His name is Calvin.
Calvin. We'll go tell Calvin that I give my congratulations for his graduation. That is awesome. Shout out Calvin. Shout out Calvin. Let's go and get that next guest up in the box if you're in that queue. As I said, make sure that means you support Trump. What's going on? You support Trump?
No, I don't. I have been a follower of yours for a while. And
I'm sorry for kicking you. I really am. I'm so sorry for kicking you. We are just looking for debates. Everybody, if you would please respect that rule, I would really appreciate it. I guess we're going to start pulling from the chat instead. Please show that last guest some love. I always feel so bad when I kick out like the kind-hearted individuals. I actually feel like really terrible. I feel really terrible. Could you guys please show some love to that last guest down below in the queue? Just know that I didn't kick you because I don't like you or anything. I just kicked you because we're looking for debates with Trump supporters. W that last guest. W that last guest. We're going to get that next guest up in here. Let us know in that chat if you're MAGA. What's up, Joseph? Are you MAGA?
Yo, Cookie King mogs you, bro. Cookie King mogs you.
Jobs, bro. Jobs. Get out. Moving on. Here we go. Let's see who's next. We got Mac loading up into the box. Yeah, guys, I'm like monitoring Elon's Twitter like crazy. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I support Trump.
How old are you?
24.
24. And why do you support Trump?
I'm just joking, Dean. I love you. Keep going. I know you're going to kick me. I love you, Dean. I love you. I love you, Dean.
See, I just don't think that the Trump supporters are willing to come out of the woodworks today. They haven't gotten their preloaded responses yet. They don't know what to say yet, everybody. They haven't had Trump go on the mic and say, it's wrong, Elon's a liar. He's a big fat liar, pants on fire. What he said is not true. And no, we will not release the Epstein files to disprove what he's saying. No, we will not do that. But it's wrong, he's a liar. Okay, he hasn't gone on the mic and said that yet, so they don't know what to say, so they're not going to join until that new spin cycle hits. What's up, Mason? You support Trump?
All you do is spread lies.
Yo, can we get a quick poll on how old y'all think this guy is? I'd say like 12 and a half max. Get out of here. Mason, a baseball emoji, cross emoji, fish emoji. Yo, Steven, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo for being educated. I appreciate you for that love. That is incredibly kind. Shout out Steven for the dinner. Let's go to get that next guest, Josh Knight, up in that box. And Shannon, thank you for the $2 over on PayPal. What a day to be alive. You know, I've been right all along. Never been wrong. That's right. What a day. Sean, thank you so much for the $10 on PayPal. He says, my parents and I love your content. Yo, shout out to Sean and Sean's parents. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you for the love. We're going to go and move on to the next guest, guys. 14,000 people in here, not one Trump supporter willing to have a debate. Ain't that some shit? What's up, Trump fan? You MAGA? Even dude. Hello?
How you doing?
Hey, what's up? You support Trump?
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Thoughts on Elon naming him in the Epstein files?
Well, I believe this to not be entirely true. There's not conclusive evidence yet.
Are you trolling?
No, I'm not trolling.
How old are you? Nah, I think that you're trolling. You can tell he's like making it deeper, doing a little bit of a southern twang on there. All right, we're gonna go and move on. Give us a minute. We got King Blob 2 loading up in the box. Here we go, everybody. Where are they at? The Trump supporters are not here. That's right. His username was Fortnite Man? Yeah, bro. Get a load of that Joker. Okay, all right. Yo, what do we need to do to get Trump supporters in here? What's up, King Blob and Amara? Are you guys MAGA?
I am, but I'm from the UK, so I'll just put my support in the comments.
Okay, Sammy, you MAGA?
What?
They're not even here. They all left. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know if we'll be able to do debates. Like, I mean this seriously. And I mean this super seriously. Like, people aren't going to debate me right now. Like, I think we won.
Hi, Dean.
Got an echo. I think we won, everybody. I think we, like, honestly, we should, like, turn on some fucking, we should turn on some celebration music. All right?
Yo.
What's up, you MAGA?
Yeah.
Yeah, thoughts on Elon naming Trump in the Epstein files?
Well, I think that Prime Cookie mocks you.
You're not even MAGA. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, all right. Here's what we're going to do. Let's see. Celebration music. All right, let's go to get that loaded up.